started out in the prop house of this guy finally called me from Hollywood and gave me a job. And I packed furniture on my back and carried it out to the stage and set the stage and bring it. Anyway, and then I got a job writing the news for the newscaster. And then I went to San Diego and rode around a little news wagon reporting the news early in the morning. And then the TV station heard me reporting the news. And one thing leads to another in your life. They liked the way I was reporting the news every hour on the hour. And they brought me over to their station. And then the rival station said, I like what you're doing, come over to us. So, it was like 9 years down there in San Diego. But for the last 3, I said to the final station that wanted me to come over, I said, I like doing the news. But what I'd like to do is a talk show. Because I had seen Jack Parr, who would come out and sit on the editor's desk and tell everybody where he had been and what he had done. And I loved that because when I was a kid growing up in the Bronx, I could make all of my friends laugh at little stories I would tell them about themselves, about us, about whatever was going on. I thought I could do that for television. I didn't really know if I had any talent, but I knew I could get a laugh if I told them a story about what I had seen or where I had been. So that's what I did for 3 years, and I should have continued doing that, but then I accepted a job in Hollywood replacing Steve Allen, and I let them tell me what I should do. They got me a couple of comedy writers. It just wasn't what I had done to get started in San Diego that attracted them in the first place. Let me ask you something, George. What the hell was your question?
How classy Freddie broke your finger.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering where you went.
I'm not saying this, George. I'm tired.
I should have just showed you the picture.
You may think it's long writing the book. Or would you go out on a tour, and talk to people day after day. So here's what happened. On that show, San Diego, California, 11:15 at night, Saturday night, after doing 2 newscasts each day during the week, I would watch the wrestling matches. Gorgeous George, was introducing a new era of wrestlers. And there was one guy named Classy Freddie Blassie, who was like the ringleader of this whole wrestling thing. And so I would have the wrestlers on one at a time, but I loved Freddie Blassie. Then Westinghouse just bought CBS, and Steve Allen was leaving their show. And so they came down, they heard about me, and they came down to see me, and they liked me, and they gave me a week pinch hitting for Mike Douglas, who was then coming out of Cleveland. So Douglas was great, they had great bookers and all that. And so, but they said, who would you like to have on the show? And I loved all the rowdiness of Freddie Blassie. I loved all the spontaneity. So I said, there's a wrestler. I said, yeah, wrestler, please, take my word for it. So they bring out to Cleveland Freddie Blassie, who was the big blonde-headed guy, fierce-looking, loud, and I thought he was great. And so anyway, I knew it would aggravate him if I bust his hair. So now I'm pitch hitting for Mike Douglas, and there are about 150 older women in the audience. We're doing the show in the afternoon, and they're watching, and they love Mike Douglas, and here's this kid from California pinch hitting. But I bring out Freddie Blassie, and I'm talking to him, and we're fooling around, and then I just reached over and grabbed his head. Because I knew what he would do. He would try to get a hold of me. So I began running through the audience, and the women were screaming, oh my God! Somebody stop him, And I came back, and Freddie Blassie grabbed me, and he wasn't going to hurt me, because I had done this routine 1,000 times with him, but he grabbed my hand, and he broke my finger. And there is the bump right there. It never cured. It never went down. It never went away. Thank you, George. Okay, not anymore. We got to go down the line. Yes,
Do you want me to stop?
What's your name?
Lori. Stop.
Lori?